Welcome back to Today Web 3. This is our weekly review, and I am going to be talking about the news of Wednesday, May 24th, where Ron DeSantis said that if you elect Joe Biden to be president, Bitcoin will die. And he said that everybody has the right to do Bitcoin. And this is from his Twitter Space campaign launch. A lot of stuff to be said about that. This is a crypto show. I'm not going to be going into all of that, but it was special. Let's just say very special. But remember, Ron DeSantis has been pioneering and taking a very clear stance about being anti-CBDC, or central bank digital currency. As you know, my position on central bank digital currencies, it is a tool that could open the door to many privacy violations and right violations, because the technology is going to be very, very universal, used, transparent, and programmable, where they can spy, where the government would have a tool to spy on your purchases, cut you off of your funds. Your data is just going to be tracked by many companies and bought and sold all over the place. It is a very, very scary technology if you value privacy and your money, to be honest with you. And so DeSantis has taken a very clear step or stance on anti-CBDC. And he also said if he's president, he will not allow a CBDC to roll out. But I do want to push back a little bit of that, because here's the thing. A lot of governments are going to be rolling out CBDCs. And if we're advocates in this crypto space using blockchain technology and so on and so forth, we understand that the transparency, the speed of settlement, the ability to move funds at the speed of life across the globe with blockchain technology is exactly what we need from our money. So if the United States dollar is a global currency, and it's not going to be a digital dollar in some way, or a central bank digital currency, how are we going to be competitive with countries that are going to be rolling out this technology or their digital dollars or digital currency with blockchain tech backing it? And so we need to find a common ground. We need to find a mutual or ground that protects people's rights, at the same time making sure that our digital dollar is competitive with other currencies around the globe. Now, I understand that once the cat's out of the bag, but the cat's already out of the bag. The technology exists, and the governments understand the benefits and the abilities and the tools that they are going to have have surveillance and, tax and cut people off of funds and so on and so forth. So there has to be a balance reached, I think, or else we're going to fall behind in technology. So to be anti-CBDC is a good stance. However, we have to figure out a way to be competitive if we're going to be the global reserve currency. What do you think? Please leave a comment below. Speaking of governments, China is launching a government-backed metaverse platform, and it's going to be rolling out in Nanjing. And Nanjing is going to be trying to generate around $19.1 billion by the close of 2025 in extra revenue from their city-backed, government-backed metaverse. Shanghai is doing the same. They're going to try to get around $50 billion of revenue by 2025 from this. Now, what are they going to be doing with this government-backed metaverse? Well, they are going to be rolling out healthcare, tourism, sightseeing, historic landmarks, other recreations, and so on and so forth. Basically, anywhere you can go in the physical, they're going to try to do it also in the digital and charge you for it. Fahrenheit, they won the bid to buy Celsius's digital currency. How much? $450 to $500 million worth of liquid digital assets. Now, yes, I just brought this in there because Fahrenheit and Celsius, the two different companies named after temperatures, this is real. This is a thing. Coinbase's Layer 2 base prepares for mainnet launch with no plans to issue a token. Very smart. Don't issue a token. You see how the SEC is going to be all up in your business, saying that you just launched a security, so don't do it. The first phase of Base on the mainnet will be mainnet Genesis, after which developers looking to deploy apps on the Layer 2 will have a window to do so on the mainnet. Base is built on the same code base as Optimism. It's a Layer 2 of Ethereum, and Coinbase is really rolling this out because they want to see the next million dApps created using this and Ethereum's Layer 2 and Base to get the next billion users in. Basically, they're saying we need to build something useful and encourage people to start using this tech. Speaking of building something useful, I can tell you something that is not useful anymore. The Trezor T, because a cybersecurity company just hacked into it. It's a hardware wallet that stores your crypto, and it just got hacked. So here's the video of them doing it. They documented the whole thing, but I'm going to kind of narrate a little bit of it here. Cybersecurity startup Unciphered claims that they're able to hack into the popular Trezor T model hardware wallet manufactured by Satoshi Labs. And what they did was they extracted the PIN code, but there's some confusion on how vulnerable this actually is. This was a 6-digit PIN. I'll get into that a little bit. And what they did was able to brute force the 6-digit PIN, then extract the seed phrase, and basically your crypto is gone. And all Trezor wallets, they said, have this vulnerability. You cannot update this with firmware. If you have a Trezor wallet, you can be hacked this way. If somebody grabs your physical wallet and actually has the skills to do this, which not many people do, but then it's possible to get your hardware into your hardware wallet. However, this is talking about the 6-digit code. They brute forced your 6-digit PIN. If you used 8, 10, 12, I heard that Trezor T can go up to 20 digits. This is going to change the whole game. So brute forcing a 4-digit PIN or a 6-digit PIN is going to be a lot easier than an 8, so use more digit pins, but it's still possible to brute force. There's no fix to this. They're going to have to roll out new hardware. And remember, one of my biggest points was this is the CEO of Ledger, with the whole Ledger recovery phrase. Everybody was like, oh no, Ledger is going to be vulnerable. Well, the CEO was a little bit arrogant, in my opinion, and said, I see a lot of people on Twitter saying like, oh sure, it'll be hacked in the next 12 months. He said, let's see. The company has 6 million devices on the market. It has never been hacked, never been compromised, and has no back doors, which basically for anybody who wants to achieve this as challenge accepted, it's a whole group of people, smart people, and they're just going to be trying. Everything will be hacked eventually. So it's only a matter of when, not if, but when. And it reminds me of, I've been reading the 3 Body Problem series, and in the Death's End, the last book, there was a quote that reminds me of this statement. And it says, weakness and ignorance are not the barriers to survival, but arrogance is. And I felt that the statement was very arrogant. And with making statements like that, I hope they survive. But remember, the recovery product launch was paused. But now I think that a lot of people are going to try to break into the ledgers. I hope they don't. But eventually they will. Everything will get hacked eventually. Unless we keep making updates and improving the tech. And I hope they are. And also on Wednesday, Shaq finally got hit with his subpoena. FTX was trying to, one of the lawyers was filing a class action lawsuit, and they were trying to go after all the influencers that ever promoted FTX or had affiliations with FTX. Well, they had BitBoy, they had a lot of financial YouTubers, they had a lot of movie stars and celebrities, and Shaq was one of them. And Shaq has been very slippery for the past months and never got served with this notice. They finally got him. And he was broadcasting an NBA game at what was once Miami's FTX Arena. Almost no better place to serve him papers, right? I think it's hilarious. Anyway, that was Wednesday. Click here or here for more weekend reviews, and we will see you in those.